So before I move on to our next learning outcome, I just want to do something that didn't really fit into the last video, which is actually show you an example of a rubric for a project and how students can read that to see where they need to be on their skills. So on a different video, I'm going to show you how to find this and how to get information about where the students are in skills. This one is just about how the actual rubric looks like. So last video, we talked about the fact that there are several of these cog skills and that they're graded from 0 to 8. So here you have a project screen showing you the different skills which are associated with this project. And then say this is a 7th grader, so he needs to do a minimal of 2.5 and a maximum, well, we can go above that, but 4.5 would be like perfect score. So 3.5 is like a good goal, right? Now, how do we know where we are? Well, the system will tell you that based on what your previous performances were, but you also can look at the rubric and kind of read to try to understand the difference between one and the next. And I teach my students that the secret to do that is to try to find the words which are new words as you go on from one level to the next. So say, for example, this one, constructing an evidence-based explanation, is an analysis and synthesis skill. The 2, which is below the 7th grade minimal, would be being able to describe a phenomena with a minimal reference to some empirical data. So if they mention some data from an experiment that actually can help them construct an explanation for the phenomena, then they can score a 2. What is it they need to score a 3? Well, if you look at the words, it says construct an explanation about an observed relationship, and then the rest is the same. So as you can see, they added the term observed relationship. So to move from a 2 to a 3, you have to mention a specific relationship between two variables in your experiment. And they also spend some time explaining what they mean by actual empirical evidence. They want you to do measurements, observations, or patterns that can be used to make predictions. So it raises the bar a little bit. So everything that's new in the next column tells you how to move from one column to the next. So let's say we want to move to a 4. Construct an explanation about a phenomenon based on empirical evidence. That's all similar to what it was before, but makes a connection to a disciplinary area. So here we're talking about not only describing the relationship between two variables, but connecting this explanation to the actual discipline. So if you look at the more detailed explanation, it talks about mentioning scientific principles or a theory or a model that explains why the data says what it does. So, right? So by looking at the words which are new, you understand how to move from one level to the next. And this is what students keep doing as they progress through the platform. Multiple projects will give them multiple opportunities in multiple subjects to move the bar, to move the needle as they go throughout the year and throughout the years using the Summit platform. So I wanted to give you an idea of how that looks like in a rubric, so you can actually see. But more on this to follow, and especially when we do a separate video list where we're going to go into detail on how to use the platform to track student success. That's a different playlist. For now, we're just trying to understand Summit and what it's all about. But as you can clearly see, projects are graded based on skills. And the skills are graded based on a scale from 0 to 5 using a rubric where you have to focus on the differences between the points to know how to move from one to the next. Don't worry. We'll learn more about that, especially as we try it. You get the good gist of it. See you guys on the next video.